Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a super fun video for you today and I hope you'll enjoy this. It's a collaboration video with my YouTube bestie, Jdee. If you don't know who Jdee is, I will put a link to her channel on the first thing you see in the description box below, and I'll also have a link to the video, her portion of the collaboration video. And what a collaboration is only like when two YouTubers or more get together and do the same video. And it's a great way to let your subscribers know about this other person that they might enjoy. And I don't know, it's just fun, really. It's fun for her and I to do collabs together because it's fun kind of deciding what we're gonna do and talking it over and things like that. Now, if you don't know Jdee, she is a Southern woman with a Southern drawl. She has horses and a farm with cows and horses. Beautiful blonde, golden blonde hair, and she tans, so she's really different in complexion than I am. She has brown eyes, just gorgeous, and she's in her 60s, and you won't believe it when you see her. She's just stunning, and her heart is even more beautiful. So if you haven't checked out Jdee, please do. I'm sure you'll want to stick around and subscribe. And if you came here from Jdee's channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming over and watching my portion of the collab, and I really hope you will hit the subscribe button and stick around. Jdee and I love shopping at Marshall's and T.J Maxx and discount stores like that. I mean, who doesn't? I'm sure all of you do too. I think in Canada you have Winners, and I don't know about the UK, but I know you have stores like that too. And essentially they're just stores that receive overstock from conventional department stores and stores that you would normally shop in that don't sell out on everything. So it ends up being going to TJ Maxx and Marshall's at a discounted price. They're great stores to shop for high quality products at a really good discount price. So I love those stores. I go in them all the time, and I'm always really proud when I find a good bargain and somebody asks me where I got it from, and I can say it was like $7 at TJ Maxx. I have noticed that they also carry some cosmetic brands and clothing brands that seem to be unique to TJ Maxx and Marshall's or Winners or whatever your store is. And those brands that come to mind are Tracy, Max Studio, Nicole Miller, Beauty Concepts. Those are a few brands that I'm not even sure where you can buy them. They're like always at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. And when I was in my 20s, I started using Tracy makeup and the Max Studio makeup a lot, and I loved so many of their products. I used to shop at TJ Maxx and Marshall's all the time back then, and I bought so much of my makeup, and I really liked it a lot. So Jdee and I thought it would be fun to go to TJ Maxx and Marshall's and pick up these brands that you wonder about. And I find that they are loaded with these brands because most people go into TJ Maxx and Marshall's looking for high-end makeup at a discount price. So they overlook Nicole Miller and Tracy and those products. At least I do. Now that I've gotten away from using them regularly, I kind of just ignore them. But there's so much there. There's like a treasure trove. So Jdee and I thought that we would purchase makeup from these brands and test them out for you and let you know if they're any good. Now, there are so many products to choose from, and this is just a small sampling of what you have available to you in those stores. But I think you're gonna really like these videos. And I will tell you right off the bat that I paid just over $15 for my eye makeup, my cheeks, blush, bronzer, highlighter, and lip products. It was like not quite $15. And they also have a lot of these products in the clearance bin, so they get marked down even more. And so I paid TJ Maxx full price for these products, and it was still less than $15. So let's go ahead and get ready together, and I'll let you know if these products are any good. So let's get started. The only thing that I have on my face right now is my foundation and my brows. I didn't do anything else, and the reason I did that is because I don't have a foundation from TJ Maxx or Marshall's from one of these brands, and I couldn't find one when I was there, and I didn't see anything for redheads or redder brows. It was all like blonde medium brown and dark brown. So none of those would have worked for me. So I did go ahead and just do my brows and my foundation. So now I'm gonna go in with this palette from Tracy. And it's a nice large palette. The colors caught my eye. I thought I could wear these colors and appreciate this palette. And I did pay $5.99 for it at TJ Maxx. And I have seen a lot of these palettes at Marshall's as well, and it's cruelty-free and vegan. And it is covered with a nice plastic cover that hasn't been removed, so that's nice. Nobody has swatched any of the colors or stuck their dirty fingers in it. So I made sure I purchased products that nobody had like tried out, because that is one thing that you will run into at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. Sometimes people will have opened the packages and swatched them, and I always make sure that I purchase one that hasn't been opened before. The brush that came with the palette looks like a nice brush. It's like a flat brush. And it looks like it's a duo fiber brush, a little bit thinner on the top than it is down at the bottom with more dense fibers. So that looks like a nice little brush. However, it's just one little brush for this entire palette. I will use it, but I'm obviously going to need to use more brushes. I've picked up a lot of Real Techniques brushes from there before, and I've also picked up Eco Tools, but they have a lot of really nice brushes, and sometimes they have Morphe brushes there. So you could check it out if you're looking for some brushes that are really good quality, and they're a lot less expensive than you'd find them anywhere else. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do, I do have eyelid primer on too. I went ahead and just put on a little Anastasia Beverly Hills eyelid primer, and you sometimes can find that at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. So I'm going to pick up this really light shade. It looks like it's a matte, just a really creamy shade, and I'm going to apply that all over just as a nice base. It looks like it has a little bit of it looks like it leans a little bit pinky. And it doesn't look dusty at all. There's no mess or anything. So let me see. I think I'll take this kind of light mauve right here. And I'm just taking a shader brush. This is from MAC. And it's not dusty at all. It's not kicking up any dust. Okay, that's light. I'll just blend this up into my crease. I used to use a lot of Tracy products, and Max Studio is another brand you'll find at TJ Maxx and Marshall's when I was younger, and I used to shop there all the time, like just for just about everything. I still shop there quite a bit. I used to buy home goods there. I still do sometimes, but not to the same extent. That was like my holy grail place to shop, TJ Maxx and Marshall's. So I have tried these brands before, but it's been about 15, 20 years since I've purchased makeup. So I noticed that a lot of people just go straight for the high-end stuff. I'm gonna take the marbled color right here. The one, this is the one I swatched. They had like a magenta little sheen to it. It's not glittery. None of these colors have glitter. Not dusty. And I'm just gonna put this right into my crease. It's pretty. This one isn't as pigmented. Well, I suppose it is. It's just got some white marbled into it, so it's not as dark as I thought it would be. Let's go in with this dark purple color right here. And I'm gonna use the brush that came with the palette, the flat duo fiber. I always think of a platypus towel when I look at brushes like these. They're flat like a platypus's towel. They're really good for defining your eye or doing detail work. And I'm picking up that deep shade of purple. Still very, very little kick up, if any at all. I'm gonna do the outer V. I always have to kind of pull my eye a little bit. I'm gonna smudge this along my lower lash line, and my upper lash line, and into a V. And for being such a dark purple, it actually looks more magenta on my eye than it does like a deep amethyst, which I was expecting. It does have a sheen to it. I wouldn't call it a shimmer or glitter, but it's definitely got a sheen, and it's not a matte, but I like it. It doesn't seem to be accentuating any crepiness on my lid. I'm looking in a really strong magnified mirror. I'm gonna build that up. Okay, I did notice that between the colors I put down, it's pretty monochromatic. I don't have like the pop of color that I thought I would get so far. So let's see, what else can I do? I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit, and then I'll think about what I'm gonna do next. I don't want any harsh lines. I like everything to be very soft. I have no complaints about the quality so far. The quality of these eyeshadows look really good. They're not dusty, they're pretty pigmented. I thought I'd get a little more pigment out of this deep purple though, to be honest. I thought it would come off more, like I said, of a dark purple or deep amethyst, and it's really just a magenta. There's a really pretty grayish color right here. And I think I'm going to just kind of tap this in the outer corner and just put down some color and smoke that out. I was thinking about adding a little brown, but I think gray would go better with the purpley shades, and I think the brown would look better with the pinky shades that are in here. Okay, blending again. Okay, that color, it looked pretty pigmented, and when I put it down with my finger, but it's not a ton of color payoff. I don't dislike it because I do like a natural approach to makeup. I like everything to look a bit lighter. I don't like a lot of really bold colors. If you do, and it does look like there's quite a few bold colors, you know, the ones I've used so far, the brown I didn't use, but the gray, I guess that is kind of light. I'm not getting that bold pop of color that I was looking for. So what will I do next? What kind of reminds me of the 4 quad palettes from Charlotte Tilbury. It really reminds me of that a lot, where the colors are not opaque. They're fairly sheer, but I like that. I know a lot of you don't like Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury is a funny brand. People either love it or they hate it. I love it. So it kind of reminds me of the Pillow Talk quad, where it's just kind of sheer and it's hard to build it up. Well, you cannot build it up and make the colors more opaque. So I'm finding that to be true for this palette as well. I'm going to take this marbled shade right here and just press my finger into it and put it on the center of my mobile lid. This is definitely a sheeny look, kind of like a foiled look. Okay, I do need to clean up. It's not dusty at all. There's no like fallout or anything, but they're creamy, so creamy. And as I'm blending, it's so easy to go way too far. Where like with the Charlotte Tilbury, I can blend and go beneath, and it kind of stays in place. Let's just go with a little Rare Beauty concealer. I really love this concealer. And by the way, it's also the foundation I'm wearing today. I have the Rare Beauty. I have enough Rare Beauty, even more, to do a full face of makeup if you'd like to see that. I really like Rare Beauty. Okay, I'm just gonna take this IT Cosmetics concealer brush. You can use any concealer brush that you have. And that cleaned up very nicely. Do you shop for makeup at TJ Maxx and Marshalls? I feel like so many of us do. And I know here where I live and where Jdee lives too, we usually go in there looking for the high-end stuff, NARS, Becca, MAC, you know, because it's a deep discount. And so there's always so much of this stuff sitting around because I'm not sure who buys it. I've never seen a YouTube video sharing these brands before. Okay, for the sake of saving time, I did unpackage the mascara and eyeliner, and I paid $3.99 for this set. And this is from Beauty Concepts, which is another brand that you'll find at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And this is the Ultra Black Volumizing Mascara for bold statements and the Jet Black Felt Tip Liquid Eyeliner for the perfect cat eye. So we'll see about this. This product does make me more nervous than any of the others because I'm super duper picky about my mascara. So we are gonna try the Beauty Concepts Volumizing Mascara and the Beauty Concepts Liquid Eyeliner Pen, and it does have a felt tip. And I guess I'm just going to try to line my upper lash line tight and then do a little flick for a cat eye. Let's give it a go. You need a steady hand. Okay, one thing I will say right out of the gate is that it's a very fine tip. So like I expected it to put down a lot of product and it's not. It's very easy to control. It says it's black, but it's actually like a nice charcoal, which I like because it's less harsh than black on me. Going with like the bottom lash line and just taking it up. Okay, and I really thickened it up on the outer corner. It's a little bit messy, I'll fix that. It's not matte and it's not glossy, but it does have a teensy bit of a sheen to it. So just so you know, if you would like a really matte eyeliner, this isn't gonna be super matte. And like I said, it says it's black, but it's more charcoal. Okay, let me do the other eye. The tip is so precise and it deposits just enough product. You don't make a mess with it at all, which is really good. This would be great for beginners because it's very easy to control. I found the tip that I would have is to just put it on. Don't be as careful as I was with this eye going so slow. It'll take you much too long to build up your eyeliner. So with this eye, I just sort of like put it down really quickly and it was quicker because you don't have to be as careful because it doesn't deposit a ton of pigment. Now I'm just gonna take the brown right here. It's sort of a matte brown. It doesn't have a sheen to it at all. I'm gonna pick it up again with the edge of the brush that came with the palette and just run this along my lower lash line. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the volumizing mascara and see how this does. Okay, it has that pop when you pull the brush out, which is good, but I can see there's a big glob of it hanging off the end. And no bueno, this is not good. So I'm gonna wipe that off, which tells me that ultimately this is gonna get a little bit dirty around the edge if I have to do that every time I use the product. But it's got this curved brush. It looks like there's a lot of synthetic fibers. There's no flex to the brush, so it's a stiffer brush. And it looks like it's good for curling because it's bent. So let's see. Okay. Like the eyeliner, it's not putting down a ton of color right away. So we have to see if it's buildable. It's very natural, and this is supposed to be a volumizing mascara, so it's not clumping at all. Okay, I'm back for the second coat. I can already tell I don't really like this mascara. The brush is just weird. It's bent in a strange way. Like it's not really curved, but it's bent. See what I mean? And even though it's not clumping on my lashes, it's clumping a lot on the brush, which again means that it's gonna be a little bit messy in the container over time. Unless this is like super fabulous to wear for a very long hot summer day and washes off nicely and doesn't smear or flake or anything, I would say pass on this because it's, you know, drugstore is better. It's not clumping on my lashes, which is weird, but it's clumping on the brush and all over the opening. So I don't think that I'm gonna like this long term. So are you guys doing anything today or anything fun this weekend? It's 4th of July weekend. Today we're driving to the city because my sons are gonna spend the night with their sister in the city. and we're bringing up an air conditioner for her. She lives on the 3rd floor of a building, and it's super hot and she doesn't have air conditioning. So we're gonna put in a window unit for her. So we're gonna be doing that today. Okay, I think that's it for eyes. And now we're gonna go on to the next thing. And this is really pretty. I was excited to find this. Tracy Blush and Highlighter Collection. And it's got really pretty packaging. I paid $4.99 for this. Nice cardboard packaging. It says that there's a tutorial on the inside, which there is. Blush like you mean it and highlight your best features, and it shows how to do that if you're not comfortable already doing that. And it does have the nice plastic over it, so it's not been touched or swatched. I'm gonna remove this, and this is what the colors look like. Really pretty. It looks like there's a very light bronzer, and this one is a little more mauve, but I could use that to bronze. And then it's got a highlighter here in the center, and then lots of different shades of pink and peachy and coral blushes. So yeah, I'm excited about this. A lot of bang for your buck, $4.99, and you get a lot of product here. So what will I do? Let's bronze first. That's really pretty. It's matte, and it looks very natural. I'm just gonna do the backs of my cheeks here, my lower underneath my cheekbone, and just kind of work my way around my head. It's not dusty like the eyeshadow. I have to say I really like that about both the eyeshadow palette and this. They're not dusty at all. It's just making me look alive. That's really pretty. I'm gonna blend it more, but before I do, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of the mauvier shade now, just to see the contrast and see how that looks where I haven't applied bronzer. Ooh, that's really pretty. It does, that one, like I said, has a sheen to it, so it looks like a really pretty deeper mauve blush and highlighter. It looks like it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. Super pretty. I don't think I need to use any blush, but I will. Okay, and I think I'm gonna hit my collarbones a little bit with the 2 bronzers. I think what I'll do is kind of blend them together, you know, when I use this. I really like this a lot so far. If it doesn't disappear on my face quickly, like in the next 4 or 5 hours, I'll really like this. If I could get a full day of wear, this is really good. Okay, let's see. Now I think I'll do something different. I think I'm gonna take this one right here, this really pretty pop of peachy pink. I think I might have picked up too much. It is not dusty at all. I really rubbed my brush in there and I'm tapping it and nothing's coming off. So that means I might put way too much on my cheek. Let me just rub a little of that off. Okay, just pop that right onto the center, my apples. That's so pretty. You all know that I like a lot of blush. Not this much. I'll lighten it up a little bit. But I really like to define my cheeks with bronzer and blush to look alive because I am so pale. Okay, now I'm just gonna take the highlighter in the center, and that's super pretty. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say that. I hope you can see that. Okay, this is my favorite product so far. This is really good. Again, I'll have to let you know how it wears. If it lasts all day, this could be like a holy grail product. It's so good. Okay, Cupid's bow. I like this a lot. Okay, the last thing is a lip kit, and it's from Nicole Miller, and the packaging is really pretty. It's just like this nice cardboard packaging, $3.99, and it came with a lip gloss that looks pretty pigmented and a lip liner. So let's give these a go. I remember I used to wear an Tracy lip gloss that was really pigmented when I was in my 20s, and I used to get compliments on it all the time, and people would always ask me what I had on my lips, and I could never find it again, but I loved it. It was a really pretty plummy color. I have no complaints about the lip liner. It's like your typical pencil form, and I usually use Maxx pencils, and it's not necessarily creamy. It's not going on super easily, but it's not dry either. It's a really good consistency. If it were too creamy, I would be concerned that it would come off very easily, but I think this might have some lasting power. Okay, now we're gonna try the Nicole Miller gloss that came in the set. Doe foot applicator. The packaging looks nice. It doesn't look cheapy or anything. It's kind of like an opaque plastic, you know, what you would find anywhere. Ooh. This is nice. It's a gloss, so it's not a liquid lip, which is what it kind of looks like at first. Super pigmented, creamy gloss. Okay, so this is what the lip products look like. It says that it's a gloss, and it reminds me of a liquid lip, but it doesn't dry down like a liquid lip does. You know, the liquid lips that are matte and they dry down, and then you put like a little gloss over them, and they're very long wearing, and they stain your lips for the day, pretty much. It kind of reminds me of that. It doesn't dry, it doesn't feel drying, it feels cushiony on my lips. Let me bring you close to show you how everything looks freshly done. I think the finished look is very pretty. Very sophisticated, soft, and lovely. I think you could wear this for everyday makeup, but you can also glam it up a little bit just by maybe going in a little bit more with the eyeshadow. But like I said, it's all soft and sheer. I really like it. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a check-in and see how it wears. So I'll see you in about 5 hours. Okay, I'm back. I'm doing a 5.5 hour check-in, and I haven't touched up anything. I haven't even touched up my lips. And I cut the lawn. It's about 84 degrees out, so I was getting a little bit sweaty. Cut the lawn, and I went to the grocery store, and I ate lunch. And I did not reapply any lip product. So I'm gonna look at my magnifying mirror here and tell you what I'm seeing. Okay, the lipstick doesn't look dry at all. It actually looks pretty good. Actually, there's a little bit, I do have a little bit of dry. It's yucky. I have a little bit like a line here that I don't necessarily like, but I didn't touch it up. So I guess what I'll do is I'll kind of wipe it off and then just reapply a little bit like you do. It's not like it has like this great staying powder like the Chanel liquid lips. So, but I don't hate it. I think it's a really pretty color, and it's to be expected after all that activity and eating. I look like I could use a little setting powder, but that doesn't have anything to do with the Ellen Tracy makeup. The blush is lasting. I feel like it looks really good. I think it looks exactly as it did when I first applied it. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. And the eye makeup is not creasing or anything. I think that has to do with my eyelid primer, my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyelid primer. Nothing comes off with that eyelid primer. It really holds it on. But what I'm thinking is that I don't mind that mascara. I wouldn't really recommend buying that mascara. I think there's a lot of better mascaras at the drugstore. I think it looks great. It's not flaky, and it has not smeared or anything like that, nor has the eyeliner. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't wow me, but I like the rest of the makeup. A couple of thoughts. I think that I would skip the mascara and the eyeliner and just use what I currently have. This isn't doing anything special, but it's not doing anything horrible either. But I do think it would be a great combination for somebody who's a beginner with makeup and doesn't like to fuss, because that eyeliner is foolproof. The tip is so exact and it doesn't pour product out when you press. So it's mistake proof, I think. And the mascara is pretty good. But again, I'd go to the drugstore. Actually, I'd go to the drugstore and get Physicians Formula 3-in-1 booster eyeliner, and I'd get a Maybelline mascara, maybe the Sky High. That's what I would get instead. It might cost you a couple dollars more, but I think that would be worth it. I really like the eyeshadow palette. I feel like it, doesn't have any mattes. They seem to be like mostly sheens. Not a lot of glitter, not a lot of shimmers, but it's really holding up and it's not fading away. And I think that if you saw me shopping in Sephora or something and asked me what I had on, you wouldn't second guess it if I said I was wearing Charlotte Tilbury. And I do have some Charlotte Tilbury quads, so I know how that looks. I think it's really pretty and it is long wearing and everything else looks great. So all in all, I think that it's pretty good makeup. I've had a successful trip. Maybe I'd pass on the lip product, pass on the eyeliner and the mascara, but all the other eye and face products for sure. And if you just like to have inexpensive makeup for fun and to play with, I think this is very high quality, well worth the money. If you know somebody who is like a beginner with makeup, perfect for them. If you have a daughter or a granddaughter or a niece or a neighbor or somebody who's just starting out with makeup, I think it would be a beautiful kit to give to someone as a gift, like those 2 palettes. So yeah, I think I'll be trying more Ellen Tracy and Nicole Miller makeup from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Let me know, do you have a favorite product that you've tried from TJ Maxx makeup, other than the high-end stuff that we're all there to try to pick up as quickly as we can before it sells out? Let me know if you've tried any of these TJ Maxx and Marshall brands and if you have any standout products that you would recommend. Don't forget to go over to Jdee and say hello and tell her I sent you. And I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.